This Consumers Real Estate Show is brought to you by American Real Estate Media, the country's top consumer-oriented media company, bringing you all the greatest resources and latest information in all things residential real estate. Now here's your host and answer man, Barry Miller, along with consumer guy Larry Stanley.
Oh, and along with the greatest listeners, we are here. This is Barry Miller. Good morning, everyone. And Larry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Barry. Another great day to talk about residential real estate.
Another great day to talk about residential real estate for consumers, home sellers, home buyers. This is the Barry and Larry Show. We've been around a number of years. Happy to be here with you, and especially happy that you are here with us. Remember, our focus is on three things. Fair and flexible commissions. Fair and flexible commissions, not discounted commissions where we discount all kinds of work and you get half something services? Almost. You don't want those half something services. You want full, number two item, fiduciary level services. That's our number two focus around here. Fair and flexible commissions, number one. Number two, fiduciary. The highest level services known to humanity in free countries is fiduciary level services. And number three, shorter length contracts. Our show is all about you. Our show is all for you as a consumer, a soon-to-be home seller. Maybe you're thinking about selling in 5 years. Maybe you're thinking about being a first-time buyer in 10 years from now, and you want to know the inside story, how to do it right, how to get tipped off and not ripped off. That's the Barry and Larry Show. Oh, and our theme today is a cool one. It says cool things happening for you, the listeners, on our Barry and Larry Show. You're going to be introduced to a new team member. She's going to become a regular part of your weekly show, the Barry and Larry Show. Oh, my gosh, she's right here in studio with us. She is Sherry Cinnamon. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, Barry.
How's Sherry
and
today?
Larry. Sherry's great, thanks.
Sherry's
beautiful
great.
day. Did you see that mountain range when you came in today?
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just prettier today. I mean, than some days lately, etc. But where are we? Where are we? What do we say? What have people said for decades, maybe a century about Colorado? We're in whose country?
God's country.
God's country. Well, we're there any day, anywhere in this great United States. It's God's country. If you let it be, it's a wonderful place. Cool things happening for you, the listeners, on our Barry and Larry Show. And look, one of the most important items and decisions you have to make is who will your agent be? Larry, you know we have 10 savvy steps for the 10 savviest home seller steps that exist, and the number one step is to decide if you want to be a seller or buyer. What's the number two step?
Is to find that perfect real estate agent for you.
Where do you go to find that? Just quickly, where would you go?
Well, I would start by going to Barry Miller
I
myself.
Appreciate that, but that's not our focus at the moment. Where
you want me to say
No, I'm limited. I work the Front Range, and I appreciate that. Kathleen works the whole country, and she's online with us. So say the right answer, please.
Kathleen Chiras, our best agent finder.
Okay, the right answer is here. Good morning, Kathleen.
Good morning, Barry and Larry, and hi, Sherry, as well.
Yeah, so Kathleen, this is a wonderful show. Of course, we highlight all kinds of things. We have more and more information up, more entertainment coming, more information coming, you'll see as we get into our show today. But what is happening across the country as you are talking with consumers from everywhere?
First of all, I'd just like to thank the listeners out there for also remembering to call me when friends or family need a good buyer's agent. That I help people find top buyers or sellers agents all over the country. And this week, I had a delightful conversation with a person who said, well, I don't know if I listen to the show very much, but I have a friend who did, and I'm in Florida, and I need some help finding an agent because I'm out here in Florida. She lives in Denver, and I need to find a good buyer agent anywhere in Southern Florida. So we had to narrow that down a bit.
Yeah, that's a big part of the world. Anywhere in southern Florida, south of the Alligator Alley or north of the Alligator Alley, that could make a difference.
Exactly. Well,
Alligator as your agent.
Well, she wanted to be north of Miami, and she was in Fort Lauderdale. But I just wanted to thank the listeners for mentioning us to their friends and family, because she was looking for $120 or so $1,000 condo. She said, I don't know if this one I found online is safe, if it's in a good neighborhood, or if it's good. And so we talked about barrier islands and different water things and stuff like that. And then she had a very specific address, which was great. I said, okay, let's hone in on this specific property and find out about that. And so she said the address, and we were able to connect a top buyer agent with her. And she said, I'm willing to look at other properties too, as long as they meet my criteria of being in this price range and being a safe property. And I only need a studio. So we had a delightful conversation. I have to say, I enjoy our listeners so much. So it worked out really well.
Good. That's just good. So everywhere you're seeing delightful people, delightful purchasers looking for the right property. Finding the right agent is so key. For so many reasons. You expressed a couple of reasons of the nice lady in Florida. So are you seeing any trends, anything that you would say is going to be different in 2021? And by the way, I'm not looking for difference. I'm just looking to hear what you're finding in talking with agents across the country, as well as consumer buyers and home sellers. Are you detecting anything that's going to be very different in 2021?
I don't know if I'd say it's very different, but I'm definitely seeing more interest in two areas. One is a second home like Victoria was looking for in warmer climate, in her case. And the second thing is a little more interest in investment properties. There are people who are thinking that it would be a good idea to have a good investment property, whether it's a separate one or a second home for them.
Good. Larry, how about you? Let's talk just a little bit offshoot on what Kathleen said. Anything you're seeing, not go too off on it. We're still with Kathleen here.
I think everything I'm looking at, Barry, indicates that 2021 is almost going to be a mirror image of 2020. There might be a little more investment in houses. But other than that, I just think it's a fairly stable marketplace. Interest rates are fantastic and are showing no sense of coming down.
Sherry, how about you? And connection with finding a top agent, too.
In connection with finding a top agent, there are several items I'm going to point out a little bit later. But in terms of the market that Kathleen was referring to, what I have noticed, have you noticed that more and more people are looking for two studies in the home because of the COVID crisis? More and more people are discovering they can be effective at home. So more and more buyers are starting to look for that dynamic.
I'm not seeing that. I keep reading it and I'm waiting to see it. So I think there's a huge gap between what media people are wanting to come up with some new thing that doesn't really exist, in my opinion, in any big way. But no, I'm not seeing it in reality yet. Will it be? I think so, because all you read about is, everybody's going to move out of the city. What a scam and sham that was by the media. Oh my gosh, you would have thought cities are going to be deserted. Don't they know that we have thousands and thousands of years of history and human nature doesn't change just because of one serious pandemic that we have in this great United States. But Kathleen, we're talking to you about ages. Are you seeing any of those trends out there? I mean, we hear them, and I think it will happen, Sherry, okay, because we're hearing it, and that puts ideas in people's heads. And that's a good idea. A little bigger house, a little farther out. Well, anything along those lines that you're seeing, Kathleen?
Yes, no, I'm not seeing people asking for an extra room for COVID or anything like that, but I am seeing people asking for a room for them to be able to work from home, a home office. With so many people now working remotely, I just got one the other day who said, I need 2, 3 would be ideal because I am now working from home, and that's what I'm seeing definitely as a trend.
Yeah. Sure.
That's exactly what I was alluding to. So you're seeing that as well? Absolutely. That's what I'm seeing, because more and more companies are finding that it's cost effective. Their good employees are effective at home, and the employees that are at home, they can be with their families and they can just stay.
Have the separation.
Yes.
It's going to happen. We are going to see more of it. Very, very good. Kathleen, it's been great all year. We've had a wonderful year, 2021. Our listeners have so much more to look forward to, more of the same, of course, great information. But how do our listeners reach you, Kathleen?
They can call anytime, 303-758 4040, and I'll repeat that because we'll mark it down for your friends, family, anybody you talk to who might want to call me up and say, I'm interested in buying or selling in any place in the United States. And that, again, is 303-758-4040. And I want to wish happy Christmas, happy New Year to all of our listeners and their friends out there. It's a delightful audience, and I appreciate your calls. And I know you all are going to continue to be well educated into 2021 with the show.
And we have something to say to you, Kathleen. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Kathleen. Thank you for everything that you provide to the Barry and Larry Show and our listeners, and we'll be in touch real soon. Thanks so much.